I love our kitchen. It is my favorite spot in the house. We did like gut and renovate this entire house, and I will be doing like a full renovation house tour after this, but I really wanted to make like a whole video about the kitchen because it is such a transformation and I just love it. So let's get into like all of the details. We got this fridge here. I feel like the fridge is kind of like bam right there. So we'll talk about the appliances. We did get all new appliances. Basically every single part of this kitchen is new, from the floor up to the ceiling. It's all new. So as for appliances, we got them during, I think it was the 4th of July sale through Sears. Yeah, so we got a really good deal on all of the appliances, and we actually weren't ready for them, but we wanted to buy them during the sale. So they allowed us to purchase them and then leave them there and select our delivery date, which got a little bit tricky. At times we had to keep pushing the delivery date because the house was not ready for the appliances yet, because that was like one of the last things to go in. So it got a little bit tricky, but it did work out pretty well. So the fridge, one of my favorite parts. This is my dream fridge, you guys. I have always wanted, is it the French doors? I think so. The French doors, where there's the French doors on top and then the drawer down below. I've always wanted that. So I won't give you guys like too much of a look into our fridge because it is not like super organized or clean or whatever, but I do want to show you guys. So we got the one that has the like drink dispenser. Not all of them had that. This was a little bit of an upgrade, but I'm so glad we got that. The ice kind of shoots out like crazy, which is annoying. You have to like perfectly place your cup, otherwise it's just psh everywhere. So that's a little bit annoying, but otherwise it's great. But yeah, so I love having the fridge up top. So it's just so easy because most of the time you're getting things from the fridge. Please ignore the fact that our fridge is not like the most organized thing ever, but I wanted you guys to see the inside. So it's got like really nice drawers, and then it has this, I really like this long drawer here. That's really nice. So yeah, it's got plenty of space for us, for our family. It's a really good size and we love it. And then as for the freezer, I love having the freezer be a drawer, because we have this bottom drawer here, which this is definitely not as organized as it could be, but then we also have this top drawer. So we have a lot of Jared's like vending stuff from his vending business in here, and then this is actually leftover food from our wedding and stuff. We've eaten a lot of it already, and a lot of other people have been eating off it because we had a lot left over. But yeah, it's just really nice for like drawers, which I'll talk about that with our cabinets, are really nice for just keeping things like easier to find and organized. Ooh, that needs to be cleaned. Okay, so next I will show you guys the stove and the microwave. It looks like the microwave could be wiped down too. I'm sorry guys, but okay, so love both of these as well. We got all stainless steel, so we got a new fridge, new stove, new microwave, and new dishwasher. Okay, so we looked at a few of these like range hood stoves, I believe it's called. And we went with this one. I'm really glad we did. Like, some of them didn't have the stainless steel on this part. Some of them even had stainless steel knobs, which would have been nice, but you can't have everything, you know. So anyway, this is super nice. I really like these things come off really easily. Just has 3 pieces that come off, and then these little pieces that cover the burners come off as well. I also love having, so it's pretty easy to clean. I mean, it is kind of, you know, it's more complicated than if you just had one of those flat electric ones, but I've had the ones that have like the other type of electric one. I don't know. I've had some that are difficult to clean that are electric, but I really love having the gas stove, especially because even if the electricity goes out, you can still cook something on the stove, which is really nice. So absolutely love it. The oven works great as well. So it's very nice. I've got my little Christmas candy cane and little candy things there. So we got Elf on the Shelf up here. She decided to land there after she went to the North Pole. But this is the microwave we got. It needs a good wipe down, but I really like this. The only thing is that when you're done cooking something and it beeps, it will not stop beeping, and it's this really loud, annoying beep. So I don't know if anyone knows how to change that. I'm sure there's a setting that I could fix. That's the only thing I don't like about that microwave. But this area, okay, so right here, as you guys will see in the before, this was just, I think, where originally, when this house was originally built in the 70s, this is where the oven and stove and stuff was, and microwave, but then they moved it over there. So that's where it was before we renovated it. So we moved it back over here, which I think really is the perfect spot for it. Like, our entire layout of our kitchen is so nice. So I'm really glad that we moved this back over here, and there wasn't too many issues, since I think this was how it used to be with moving it. Sometimes when you move appliances, that can cause other issues in the renovations, but it wasn't a problem. So that was nice. So I love the location of this. The next appliance we got is our dishwasher, which is really nice. Ooh, Jared. It's one of those that's a little bit quieter, which, since our home is like an open concept, that was pretty important to us, and I do think it is pretty quiet. So it's nice, and it has the stainless steel like on the inside, which is really nice. We just got some dirty dishes in there right now. Yeah, I'm very pleased with all of our appliances. Okay, next let's talk about the cabinets, because that was another huge change. We actually replaced the cabinets. We got brand new cabinets, which a lot of people tend to paint their cabinets. I would say if you can fit it in the budget and you have like a super old home that you're renovating, get new cabinets, because it makes such a difference. First of all, we were able to get the higher up cabinets, 40-inch or more, something like that, which makes such a difference when you have like a small kitchen. We can fit everything we need plus more in this kitchen as far as cabinets go, because of the organization. The height of the cabinets, they go up really high, and I have a little stool. Actually, it's an antique stool that it was actually used to go onto trains. I would sometimes let the guys who were renovating our house use it, and they would think like they were gonna fall, and because they thought it was like a really crappy stool, but then it's actually very sturdy. Thank you very much. Anyway, so yeah, so I just have a stool just set aside. Sometimes, honestly, there's a lot of space in here. I'll just leave it out. So if I need to reach something higher up, I just use the stool. Yeah, so we have that. I will give you guys a closer look to the cabinets. Let's start with the pantry. Over here is our pantry. It was originally like a drywall type of pantry. Actually, when we moved in, that was gone though, because the people that lived here had like a really big fridge, so they had knocked that down. But instead of just like building up the drywall again for the pantry, we decided to do cabinets, and I'm so glad that we did. I love it. I think that this is like a statement, like a work of art. I love this part of the cabinets. It's so pretty. I will open it up, let you guys kind of see in there. It's not super organized. We do have some of these bins that I got at like Walmart that I use for just like baking supplies and things, so I can just like take it out and use it. But we definitely could organize this a little bit better, I'm sure, but it goes really deep in there, which is nice. So it's just about like figuring out what you want to put in the back that you don't use that often, but we really haven't had too many issues with it. Oh, and I guess I should also talk about the knobs. So we just got the regular round knobs for the upper cabinets, and then we got these pulls for the lower cabinets, which I love. I actually installed all of these knobs and the pulls myself. No big deal. Don't look too closely at the drawers, because I think I messed them up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to show you some of the details of the cabinets, like this corner cabinet right here. In order to utilize this space, it actually comes out like this. And, you know, as you can see, this is like one of our least organized ones. We don't even have it fully filled up yet, but that's really nice because there's lots of space in there. So that does that. And then the rest of the cabinets are just typical, you know, cabinets. Up here, I actually put my spices. I don't want to move Elf on the shelf because you're not supposed to touch her. But I actually have my spices. I have a Lazy Susan on that side. So that's how I've used that area. This is my favorite part of the cabinets. This is so nice. So our drawers are self-closing, which once you have self-closing drawers, you cannot go back. When I use other people's kitchens that don't have it, I accidentally like slam their drawers closed because I'm used to just going like that and it just closes nicely all on its own. So this is so nice because up top we have all of our utensils and stuff. It's just a huge open drawer. And then the second one is a really deep drawer. So this is where we fit like our pots and pans and bowls and stuff like that. And then the bottom drawer for now, I just have like aluminum foil, baggies, trash bags, things like that, the tops to the pots and pans. Love that. If you were to get new cabinets, I would say instead of having just, especially if you have a small kitchen, instead of just having a bunch of regular lower cabinets, have some like really cool drawers like that. It's really nice. Over here we have just like a small drawer that I put just like my oven mitts and such. And then we have this cabinet. And it actually goes that way. So it goes in here and then it goes that way. So I put mostly things that I don't use that often in like that back area, some of our appliances. And then up here I just have like some of our cutting boards and stuff. Then over on this side, we have the underneath the sink cabinet, and then we have another one of my favorites about these cabinets, and it's a trash can. The only thing I would change about this is that it's not a self-closing like the rest of the drawers. I'm not sure why that happened, but it's not that big of a deal. But I really love this, especially in a smaller kitchen. It's really nice to just have your trash can right there. It's right by the sink and the stove and everything. So it is so nice. And then we just have a drawer that we keep like our you know, utensils in. So over here, as you guys saw in the before, this was just like the opening was like this big. You know, it was very small. And it really closed off the kitchen. And then also the stove was over here, and there were cabinets and such. So we got rid of all of that, just demoed it all, and we were going to do an island, but I decided that I wanted to that I wanted a peninsula. That's what I decided. I thought we would have a lot more space for either cooking or entertaining or whatever with a peninsula than we would with an island. And I'm really glad that we went with this because I think it gives us a lot of walking space in the kitchen, way more than there used to be. With all the cabinets and everything, it was like you barely had room to walk. But not only that, it gives us a lot, like the kids sit here. I'll show you guys the other side with the stools and everything. So I sit here, I do my makeup, I eat, the kids eat breakfast, I sit on my computer. We use this a lot. So I would definitely recommend either having an island where you can put stools on it, or having like, this ended up being more of a pass-through than a peninsula because we couldn't, this is a load-bearing wall, so we couldn't just, you know, not have the beam. But I really like how it turned out. And these light fixtures here are from Lowe's, and we got them, I'm pretty sure, on sale, and it was tough to figure out what to put there. Actually, pendant lights are very expensive, so it was hard to find some that were reasonably priced. We also had a disaster because this cord, you will see it goes up to the wall. So originally these were just hanging from the wall, like behind this beam up here, and it looked ridiculous. It looked terrible. I was very upset, but luckily my father-in-law had the idea of just pulling the chain, and he'd actually, the guy who did it had already cut it, but he was able to splice it and add extra chain. So we just pulled it and it got it on the beam where it should have been originally. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys this side for a second. So it's so open to the living room. We have these stools that we sit at all the time, which is so nice. And obviously the countertops are beautiful, so very open, which is good. Okay, so next let's talk about the countertops really quickly. These are quartz countertops, which I knew I wanted quartz 100%. It's really sturdy, so it will last a really long time. It won't crack like granite can. And it's also man-made, so you can find it in a lot of different colors, like more simple colors as opposed to the more intricate looking granite. So Jared and I both fell in love, my husband, we fell in love with this color like from the beginning, and we really wanted the quartz countertops. So we actually went through the lady who designed the cabinets. We went through her and we got these countertops for a really good price. So sometimes like designers can get a discount, and so she, you know, gave it to us at the discounted price, which was really nice. But we love the sparkle. It's actually really funny. Jared loves sparkle, like he's just always loved sparkle. So I like it that it's like reminds me of him. It's something that he likes, and I actually just think it's beautiful. Okay, so next I'll talk about the sink area. The sink is another thing that I love. I love this sink. It's a Farmhouse sink, and we actually got it from IKEA. I really like just having the one open area. I think it makes things so much easier. I can take, for example, I can take the part of our stove and I can fit it all the way into our sink. And so I can just, you know, clean it, whatever, very easily, take it out, dry it off, and put it back. So that was something that was really important to me and that I loved. It also ended up saving us money actually, because of this area over here, this like extra space. We didn't need as much countertop. And so like we had, because we ordered the counters in slabs to save money, and we would have had to order like another slab or something like that. But we ended up having enough with what we ordered because of this sink. So that was another positive. But I knew I wanted a farmhouse sink. I just love the look of like a farmhouse kitchen in general, but especially the sink. I think it's really quaint and adds character. And especially with our like little home, I think it's just like really cozy and quaint. And so, I don't know, that was something that was like on the top of my list, and I was so glad that IKEA had a really affordable one. So, and then as for our faucet, it feels very like clean lines and simple. But I feel like with the faucet you can change it out, so as like things go in and out of style, you could probably easily change out your faucet. Oh, where did we get this? I think we got this from Lowe's, like on sale. Either that or Costco or Sam's, one of those two. I know we got some of our bathroom stuff from either Costco or Sam's, and we may have gotten this there as well. So definitely check it out if you're a member of those places. Then we'll talk about the subway tile. So yes, I'm so glad I got this subway tile, and I'm so glad I got it in the like typical subway standard tile size. I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it really completes the kitchen and adds a lot of character. Subway tile is something that is classic. It's never going to go out of style. It's just something that's been around forever and ever, so I love that. And then we decided on gray grout. We debated on whether we should do gray grout or white grout. I'm really glad we did the gray, because since this kitchen is so white, I think that it's, you know, it may have been too much white, but also I think it adds a little bit of character, and it really makes those subway tiles stand out. I think if we had gotten white grout, it all kind of blends together and you don't see like the beauty of the subway tile. So as for our blinds, we got the bamboo shades. My mother-in-law found these online for a really good deal. I will ask her what the website was called and try and link it for you guys, because I did have someone ask about them in a video, and these are the most affordable that we could find. bamboo shades are actually pretty expensive, we found, but I really wanted them because I think they add so much character, so I'm so glad that we were able to find them for a good deal. They have different styles of bamboo shades, but I love the one we got. It has a little bit of darkness in it. I think it goes really well with like our gray walls and everything. That's another thing we did. We did paint. We painted the whole house. So the kitchen has gray walls, which I love. Gray is tricky, you guys. I went on Pinterest. That would be my recommendation. Either just get one of the grays that Joanna Gaines uses, because you can't go wrong with that. She has great taste. Or try and find something through Pinterest. This gray was not one of Joanna Gaines' recommendations. It was just a gray that I found on Pinterest. I saw a picture and they said what color it was. It's French gray, light French gray by Sherwin-Williams. And we got it during a sale. So they'll have sales where it's like 30% off or something. So that's when we got it. But I at first thought it might be bluish. People were telling me they saw blue, like when we just had like a sample of it. But there were also some blue curtains that were hanging. And so I think that made it like look blue, but it's not blue at all. Like I don't see any blue now. I see a true gray, which is what I wanted. So I'm very happy with it. But we actually had someone come in and check out our cabinets because she's getting some new cabinets. Unfortunately, her house flooded. And so they have to get like new everything. And she said at one point she went through like 30 different gray color paints. So I was like samples, 30 of them. I did one. So that made me feel a little bit less crazy because renovating, guys, it makes you a little kooky and you get very, at least for me, I was very emotional about like every decision. Like it was so important to me. So, but I felt a little less crazy when I heard that. I was like, ooh, yeah, good luck. Because there's all of the decisions, guys. There's so many decisions that you have to make. And it's really fun when you're just like on your computer at home and you're not like actually renovating. But when you actually do it, it's a lot of decisions and it can be stressful. But anyway, okay, let's check out the floors. Okay, so it's wood look tile. It feels like it has texture, so it's not just smooth. So it kind of has the texture of wood. And we got it from Floor and Decor for a really good deal. I want to say it was like $1.80 per square foot, which was so cheap compared to a lot of floors that we looked into, because actually wood look tile can get just as expensive or more expensive than real wood. So I love this. It has like the little knots like in a tree, so it feels very kind of like farmhouse and natural. My sister-in-law actually put this in one of her rent houses, and I'm so glad that she did, because that was something I struggled with picking floors, was that you would just see this little sample and it wouldn't even be on the ground. It would be like up high, and you're expected to envision what that would look like throughout your entire house, and I really struggled with that. So when I was able to see these in her rent house, I was like, one of the rent houses they own, I was like, yes, I love it, especially for the price. And the color is really nice because it's not too light, but it's not too dark. I really wanted real wood, and there was a point where we were going to do that, but I'm so glad that we didn't. It just didn't fit into the budget, but I'm really glad that we didn't, because with kids, people try to tell me, and I don't always listen, but with kids, the wood would have just been scratched up, and I can just let Henry just go to town on these floors, just scratch them and roll his cars and toys around on it, and it doesn't affect it. So that makes me so happy. If you would look tile, you need to try and get the smallest grout line that you can possibly get. So that is how it makes it look more like real wood as opposed to tile, is the grout line. And we got like this kind of color that just blends in with it really nicely. It was the color that Floor and Decor recommended for the grout. So that was good. But yeah, I love these floors. They're so nice. Something else we did was add these can lights. So we have one above the sink, and then we have 1, 2, 3, oh, one of them's out. 4 on the ceiling over here, and that added so much. This kitchen was really dark without the can lights. We removed the fur downs, which made the kitchen feel so much bigger. That was huge. Okay, and then finally the dining, or not dining, I guess it's like the kitchen table area. So we got, this light's out also, but we got this light fixture from Lowe's. It was during their sale. It was one of the displays, and they were taking some of the displays down to put new ones up. And so we got this on a really good sale, which I love this. I think it's just simple and beautiful. I love it so much. And then we removed the paneling, and just did drywall, which made a huge difference. And of course we have a blind here. So yeah, that's basically all we did in this area. So that is our kitchen. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the before and after process. And this is my family.
You're a sleepy baby.
We have one boy at school, a baby that just woke up from his nap.
We even got the mail.
Oh, good job, buddy. You got the mail? This is the family that lives in this kitchen.
Looks really good in here.
Got it cleaned up for the video.